When I was hungry, desperation gnawing at my empty stomach, I made a decision that would forever haunt me. It was midnight, the darkness wrapping itself around the quiet neighborhood like a suffocating shroud. With no food in the house and a voracious appetite consuming me, I ventured out into the eerily silent streets, my steps echoing with a strange loneliness. As I walked, an unsettling sense of unease settled in my bones. The usual sounds of a sleeping town were absent, replaced by an oppressive silence broken only by the faint rustling of leaves in the wind. The dimly lit streetlights flickered intermittently, casting eerie shadows that seemed to dance malevolently at the corners of my vision. In my desperate quest for sustenance, I began to notice peculiar things. Eyes, shining like ethereal orbs, blinked at me from the shadows. Their glow was hauntingly vivid, reflecting the glimmer of some unfathomable presence. Whispers, barely audible, seemed to emanate from the darkness, teasing my ears and chilling my soul. Unequivocally drawn to the macabre allure of these inexplicable occurrences, I quickened my pace, only to find that the unnerving figures kept pace with me, their silhouettes elongating in the dim moonlight. Panic surged through my veins, my heart pounding in my chest as if urging me to escape the clutches of this sinister dance. The street itself seemed to warp and twist under my frantic steps, the familiar path now an uncanny labyrinth designed to ensnare my very soul. Shadows converged around me, suffocating me in their icy embrace. I could almost hear their whispers growing louder, a cacophony of distorted voices urging me to surrender. Yet, the ravenous hunger within me pushed me forward, overriding my instinct for self-preservation. I stumbled upon an abandoned alley, its grimy walls illuminated by a single flickering light bulb. The air thickened with an oppressive energy, making each breath a struggle. That's when I saw it, the source of my torment. A grotesque figure, its body twisted and contorted in unimaginable ways, stood before me. Its face, a grotesque amalgamation of flesh and bone, grinned with jagged teeth. Its hollow eyes, devoid of any humanity, locked onto mine, and a chill crept up my spine, paralyzing me with terror. With a voice that seemed to reverberate from the depths of hell, the abomination spoke, its words dripping with malevolence. Hungry, are you? We can satiate your hunger. All you need to do is surrender to us. Fear gripped me, my mind teetering on the precipice of madness. But the pain of hunger overpowered my instincts, my resolve crumbling like ancient ruins. The allure of sustenance eclipsed all reason, and I hesitantly nodded, accepting their sinister offer. The moment I acquiesced, a haunting laughter erupted from the darkness, suffusing the air with a palpable evil. Shadows converged, their tendrils enveloping me, their touch searing with cold fire. The pain was unbearable, indescribable, as if every fiber of my being was being devoured. In that unholy embrace, I became one with the darkness. My consciousness faded, replaced by an insatiable hunger that would forever torment me. I became a vessel for their insidious desires, a conduit for their unspeakable power. Now, as I roam these streets eternally, I search for those who, like me, succumb to the haunting whispers of hunger. In the deepest recesses of their souls, they will hear my voice, a siren's call, beckoning them into the clutches of the unspeakable horrors that lurk within the shadows. As the nights stretch on, my torment deepens. The hunger that once drove me has transformed into a bottomless void, an insatiable craving that can never be satisfied. I prowl the desolate streets, my footsteps echoing in the empty silence, as the very essence of my being hungers for something beyond mortal comprehension. The figures that once followed me have multiplied, their grotesque forms converging from all directions. They move with a languid grace, their contorted bodies gliding effortlessly through the darkness. Their glowing eyes fixate upon me, searing into my soul, as if savoring my eternal torment. The whispers have grown louder, their voices a cacophony of deranged murmurs that penetrate the fabric of my existence. They speak of unspeakable acts, of ancient rituals and forbidden knowledge. Their words claw at my sanity, threatening to plunge me into an abyss of madness from which there is no escape. Each night, they present me with a new torment, a twisted game that tests the limits of my endurance. They conjure illusions, distorting my perception of reality until I can no longer distinguish between the waking world and the nightmares that consume me. They revel in my suffering, finding pleasure in the depths of my despair. But amidst the unrelenting horror, a glimmer of resistance stirs within me. A spark of defiance ignites, fueled by the remnants of my humanity that refuse to be extinguished. I cling to the fragments of my sanity, desperately seeking a way to break free from this eternal nightmare. With each passing night, I learn their patterns, their weaknesses. I study the dark arts they employ, seeking any sliver of knowledge that might grant me an advantage. I uncover ancient tomes hidden in forgotten corners of the city, deciphering cryptic passages that offer a glimmer of hope. Armed with newfound understanding, I devise a plan, a daring gambit to turn the tables on these abominations. I gather the tools I need, gathering artifacts of power and protection, willing to risk everything for a chance at liberation. The final night arrives, the culmination of my struggle against the shadows that have plagued me. I stand at the heart of the city, a focal point where the malevolence is at its strongest. The figures gather, their gazes fixed upon me with a mixture of anticipation and amusement. But this time, I am ready. I channel the energy I have amassed, invoking ancient incantations that ripple through the air, warding off their influence. The darkness recoils, momentarily stunned by my defiance. In that fleeting moment, I strike. With a surge of determination, I unleash the full force of my newfound power. Bolts of energy erupt from my fingertips, tearing through the abominations with righteous fury. They screech and writhe, their grotesque forms disintegrating into nothingness as my onslaught continues. As the last vestiges of darkness fade, I am left standing amidst the remnants of my triumph. The streets, once plagued by horrors, are now bathed in an ethereal light, the darkness banished for now. I am no longer alone, no longer haunted by the presence of malevolence. But I am forever changed. The horrors I witnessed, the hunger that consumed me, have left an indelible mark on my soul. I bear the scars of that night, a reminder of the depths humanity can descend to when driven by desperation. I caution those who dare to venture into the shadows. to tread carefully and never underestimate the allure of forbidden desires. For in the darkest recesses of our existence, there are forces that hunger for our souls, waiting patiently for the moment